All right, repeat after me. Come on, I can't hear you. I will never, ever repeat anything without first knowing what I'm being asked to repeat. Did I fool you? This is Karl Bastian. Welcome back to the Kidology Laboratory, where we study kidology, the study of kids, how they think, relate, communicate, and learn, and ultimately how to lead them to Jesus. Today we're talking about how kids need repetition. Today we're talking about how kids need repetition. Today we're talking about how... I'm just repeating. Of course, you caught that. Hey, if I've said it once, I've said it 1,000 times. Kids need repetition. It's how we learn. You know, we have an incredible capacity to learn. That brain that you have in your head, that those kids have in their little skulls full of mush, is got an incredible potential. It is not a matter of memory space. I mean, every time we get a new phone or tablet or computer, we want a bigger hard drive. We want more memory, right? Because we're outgrowing the last one. Well, your brain is in no danger of running out of capacity. Scientists have tried to figure out how much space your brain has, and the closest estimate they've come up with is 2.5 petabytes, right? A petabyte, what is that? That's like 2.5 million gigabytes. It's humongous, right? You've got plenty of space. So why does it feel like we can't learn that much? It's because we don't remember everything that we learn and experience. And the key to remembering more is repetition. All right? Repetition is important. I mean, Jesus said in the Gospels several times, "Again, I say to you," because he knew they weren't listening the first time. He knew they needed to hear it again. The Apostle Paul said, "Rejoice in the Lord. And again, I say, rejoice." All right? In fact, that classic passage that we love in kids ministry, Deuteronomy chapter 6, when it talks about the words of the Lord, it says, repeat them to your children often, right? In the morning, in the evening, at home, while you're away as you walk along the road. Kids need repetition. They need to hear things over and over again. And so we need to make sure that in our teaching, we are using repetition. We're having kids repeat things back. Your main theme, your main point of the day, suppose it's nothing is impossible for God. You can ask them throughout the lesson, "What's our theme today?" or "What's impossible for God?" And they'll say, "Nothing is impossible for God." You know, when they get home that day and their parents say, "What'd you learn at church today?" they're going to say, "Nothing is impossible with God." Even when it comes to our worship, it's important that we're not introducing new songs every single week. We want to have some regular songs so that the kids, through repetition, learn those worship songs and learn the truths that are found within those worship songs. Repetition is important. It is the key to kids remembering long term. And we're at a bit of a disadvantage if we only see our kids once a week, because short-term memory begins to fade within a couple of days, and we're often not reminding kids of things until the next week. But the good news is that if it's reviewed every week, after several weeks, it begins to go into long-term memory. That's also why it's important to work with your parents and challenge your parents through emails and texts and training to help them reinforce what they're learning at church during the week so that they can have that repetition at home as well. So what am I trying to get through to you? That kids need repetition. Repetition kids need. Need repetition kids do. And I'll see you on kidology.org.